a brand, little brand. Think very well, reason very well. We want to Islamize, the one to keep. We need to go, we need a freedom. We need a Biafra restoration. United Nations declare them wanted because they want to kill us. They want to wipe us. They want to finish us. Hey, they are the one, the Boko Harams. They are the one, please declare them wanted. They are the liars, they are the cheats, thieves, and the criminals. Buhari, you are the one. Boko Haram, we know you. Israel, you are there. Support United Nations to declare them wanted. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill us all. They are the one who go around. They can't stop Biafra. They are the baboons and the monkeys. The people that just sat their liars. They are the baboons and the monkeys. They want to kill us. No way. They are from us time. There's no going back. Cause we are the will of God. Hey. You need a God, you need a weeping, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, you are the one, you are the rebel, we know you. You need a God, you need a weeping, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, what is your mind? Oh, Abasaya. You are your mind, Abasaya. You are your mind, Abasaya. You are your mind, Abasaya. You are your mind. Soldiers in the zoo, think very well, reason very fast. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. Navy in the zoo, police in the zoo. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. They want to Islamize. Come and join the Biafra now. Come and join a better place. Mohamed Buhari, you are the failure to Nigeria. Mohamed Buhari, you are the Boko Haram. We know. Isoko Ahaba Icho. We are all Biafra. We are all Biafra. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody can stop Biafra now. Come and join us. Biafra is real. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill. We are the ones. The Boko Harams. Mohamed Buhari, the president of the zoo. You are a failure. You cannot stop us now. We know you. We know you. Stop propaganda. Stop hypocrisy. Stop imposture. Stop sabotage. We need to go, we need a freedom. We need a Biafra restoration. United Nations declare them wanted because they want to kill us. They want to wipe us. They want to finish us. Hey, Abbas, oh. They are the one. The Boko Harams. They are the one. Please declare them wanted. They are the liars. They are the cheats, thieves, and the criminals. Buhari, you are the one. Boko Haram, we know you. Israel, you are there. Support United Nations to declare them wanted. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill us all. They are the one who go around. They can't stop Biafra. They are the baboons and the monkeys. The people by their side, they are liars. They are the baboons and the monkeys. They want to kill us, no way. They hear from us down. There's no going back. Cause we are the will of God. Abbas, you need a gun, you need a weeping, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, you are the one, you are everybody, we know you. You need a gun, you need a weeping, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, what is your mind? Oh, Abbas, you put your mind up, Abbas, you put your mind up, Abbas, you put your mind up, Abbas, you put your mind up. Soldiers in the zoo, feel very well, reason very fast. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. Navy in the zoo, police in the zoo. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. They want to Islamize. Come and join the Biafra now. Come and join a better place. Oh, Ahmed Buhari, you are the failure to Nigeria. Oh, Ahmed Buhari, you are the Boko Haram. We know. Isoko Ahaba Ijo. We are all Biafra. If you shaking it, we are all Biafra. Hey, we are Biafra. Watch out, we are Biafrans. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody can stop Biafra now. Come and join us. Biafra is real. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill. We are the ones. The Boko Harams. Muhammad Buhari, the president of the zoos. You are a failure. You cannot stop us now. We know you. We know you. Stop propaganda. Stop hypocrisy. Stop imposture. Stop sabotage. Come and join Biafra now. Biafra is free. Biafra is free. We'll be. Please give the zoo now. We are ready. Abbas, you are your mind, Abbas, you are your mind, Abbas, many people have little brain, little brain. Think very well, reason very well. They want to Islamize, they want to kill. need to go, we need a freedom. We need a Biafra restoration. United Nations declare them wanted because they want to kill us. They want to wipe us. They want to finish us. Hey, they are the one, the Boko Harams. They are the one, please declare them wanted. They are the liars, they are the cheats, thieves, and the criminals. Buhari, you are the one. Boko Haram, we know you. Israel, you are there. Support United Nations to declare them wanted. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill us all. They are the one who go around. They can't stop Biafra. They are the baboons and the monkeys. The people by their side, they are liars. They are the baboons and the monkeys. They want to kill us. No way. Biafra must stand. There's no going back. Cause we are the will of God. Hey. You need a God, you need a weapon, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, you are the one, you are the rebel, we know you. You need a God, you need a weapon, you need a worship. Muhammad Buhari, what is your mind? Oh, Abasaya, you are the mind. 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 Soldiers in the zoo, think very well, reason very fast. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. Navy in the zoo, police in the zoo. Come and join us now. Biafra is very real. They want to Islamize. Come and join the Biafra now. Come and join the better way. Mohammed Buhari, you are the failure to Nigeria. Mohammed Buhari, you are the Boko Haram. We know. Isoko Ahaba Ijo. We are all Biafra. We are all Biafra. We are Biafra. Igala. Watch up, we all Biafra. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody can stop Biafra now. Come and join us. Biafra is real. They want to Islamize us. They want to kill. We are the ones. The Boko Harams. Muhammad Buhari, the president of the zoos. You are a failure.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill across the globe, conscious people, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra. We are streaming live through Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uche Ukafomefo. He is from Abatiti. Abatiti is in Anambra, and Anambra State is Biafra land. He is the one who has assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Mazi Uche Ukafomefo is standing on the deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Prince of Afari Ibeku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people. And by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, I remain George Onyibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. I must apologize that we're coming up a little bit late because of some technical issue, I must say. But once again, I welcome you. We give thanks and praise to the Almighty Chukwukika Biama, the creator of Biafra, the creator of heaven and earth, the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. Without wasting much of our time, we will go to our topic today. Our topic this evening is simple. I hope we understand this is a period, or our theme remains back to your root. This is a time where we look at issue as it concerns us as a people. Because when we say we are Biafrans, when we tell you we are Biafran, when IPOB tell you that you are Biafran, do not argue it, because we know what we are telling you. And it is important that our people should go back to their root. Go back to your root. Many people will misunderstand it and they will say, no, our ancestors is evil. My ancestors is not evil. I saw my grandmother. From both my maternal and paternal, I saw them. They were not evil. Tomorrow now, they are killing Biafrans. Mazen Nandekanu came out and told our people, before time, he told them, Fulani herdsmen are coming. They will kill you. They will rape your daughter. They will destroy your farmland. They are going to empower them to kill you. Your governors will not say anything. And some people say, no, it's hate speech. It's hate speech. I hope you are seeing the hate speech. If we are not alive today to see every prophecy of Mazen Nandekano being fulfilled before our very eyes, maybe the next generation will say IPOB is evil, because they could not understand IPOB. And so IPOB becomes evil. No wonder they say man fear that which they cannot understand. Because you do not understand your grandfather, or maybe you don't have one, or you didn't see one, does it mean they are evil? Does it mean they are evil? Go and check the record of all the people that give you the so-called good life you are enjoying. You will see how evil they are. But you can't see it, and I don't blame you. Our duty is to kill you, and we will kill you. You must accept it, because that is how it is. You must accept it, because it is the truth. But may God, Chukwukika, not allow us to deceive anybody. But we must continue. The theme remain back to our root. And do not forget, we have been looking at the 7 pillars that hold our culture as a people. We've been able to look at medicine, which is one of the pillars. We have looked at food, which is the 2nd pillar. We have looked at dressing, which is the 3rd pillar. And we will be going to the next segment, the next topic, which is marriage. Marriage. A lot of things are going on when it comes to marriage. Marriage has a very important and vital role to play in our life as a people. This is one thing you people don't understand. So when we sit back, we see, oh, it's white wedding. You are doing white wedding. Are you a white man? Are you a white woman? No, when you are telling me, very educated as you are, I didn't say don't do your white wedding, no. Because it's not your fault, but you will be delivered later on. How I wish Donald Trump will say I'm doing traditional wedding, African wedding, or Chinese wedding. And then I begin to see you as reasonable. So whenever you are coming with that your mentality, oh, it's our white wedding. We are doing the white wedding in Jamaica. My daughter is doing white wedding in London. The next time we do it in Dubai, in Oklahoma, and wake up, Biafrans, wake up. Even your Bible as a Christian, Jesus went to a marriage in Cana. It was a traditional wedding. Some people will say our wedding, our traditional wedding is evil. Which will kill you there. Everything about wedding has changed. But family start from that wedding. Foundation of every family start from that wedding. When you do wedding of Ogogoro, you give birth to Ogogoro children. When you do wedding of white children, white man, you give birth to white children. When you give wedding of 419, you give birth to 419 children. You do wedding of court, you give birth to courtists. Go and find out the record. Why do you go and do court wedding? Because you want to drag property. Check the reason behind court wedding. You will see it is for only one purpose: selfishness. When my husband die now, his brother will come and pack property. So we must do court wedding. Selfishness. Okay, if my husband misbehave, we will share his property. Selfishness. Go and check the reason why you do court wedding. Go and check the reason why you do Onyibe wedding. You want to be a slay queen, happening babe. You want them to say you are Mego, and your own traditional wedding that is actually the soul to society of our people. You destroy it, and you are thinking you will give birth to normal children. Why will Fulani not chase us everywhere? No, why will Yoruba not chase us everywhere? Because these people still respect their traditional wedding. Only Biafras. When they tell you, you have to put Ogogoro down, you have to put Pami down, you have to put Cola with 3 pattern down. When they tell you what to do, you say, no, do you know I schooled in Harvard? Do you know how civilized I am? I can never do it. Your children may not come back home because of that thing you are doing. We are looking at marriage. Marriage. That is where society starts from. That is where society starts from. It starts from marriage. From marriage to home. From home, you have children. From that children and home, you have community. From community, it becomes a nation. Look at our children. They don't even know anything. They can tell you all the footballers in Manchester. What do they call all these football clubs? If you Chelsea National, your children know all their name. Ask your children to pronounce your village name as you are in diaspora there, or as you are a slave queen or slave king in Abuja. All these Onyibe Biafrans. Ask your children to pronounce your village name, you will be surprised. You will be surprised. It's not your fault. If you like, embrace the truth. Go back to your root. Begin to do what you are supposed to do. Because this is the only thing that will save us as a people. Understand, I'm not here to castigate anybody. I'm not here to talk down on anybody. I am here to tell you this truth. First of all, I need you to get angry. Second of all, I want you, after getting angry, accept this truth and embrace this truth. If you destroy the foundation, which is marriage, you destroy the home. Do you know there are certain children that challenge their father? Some mother turn their son, their daughter against their father. Some father turn their son and daughter against their mother. And you are a black man. Go and check the record of all the marriage people in Europe, in America. Go and check. You have black family having more than 90% failed marriage. Why? Because government carries all the whole power as a family and hand it over to your child. You will see your child, which is 3 years old. You beat your child. You discipline your child. Your child will call police. 911, 911. My mommy is beating me. My daddy is beating me. They will come and arrest you and throw you in jail. For you, it's civilization. But you don't know they are destroying your family. They are destroying your race. They are destroying your breed. Because that your son is a buffoon, is a toro, that your child is too small, he does not know from left to right. Government will empower them at the end of the day and throw you inside prison so that you will not be able to train them. And maybe after 10 years when you are out from the prison, your child will be doing your man, fuck you man, and be smoking Igbo or cocaine in the street of wherever you live. But will you understand that? Do you know there is a role a mother play in a marriage, and there is a role a father play in a marriage? That is what leads to a successful Biafran family, but you do not know. I want you to check all the Hausa you know. You will notice Hausa don't talk about their mother. They don't talk about their father because they don't have. 90% of Alamajiri Fulani don't have father. They don't know what it means to build a home. Go and ask Buhari. Buhari don't have any record of his mother or father. Go and ask all these your intellectual. They don't have. Yoruba managed to have, but we will come there later. But before you, when you want to know a responsible Biafran, watch them. Before they say 10 words, they will say, my father say. That is how you begin to know a genuine Biafrans that have origin. Like I said, we are looking at marriage. And hopefully Chukwu Okike Abiama will help us to get this information, process it properly, because it is going to take us a long way. There are many people answering Ikechukwu, Tamuno, Tamina, Priye, all of them are Hausa children. But our sister answering our father name. Go to your family if you have family problem. Go and consult Oracle. Go and meet Prophet Regina One. Find out, you will see that one of the children in that family is adopted. Somebody bringing that Pekin by mistake, because all these fake Pekin, they will destroy your lineage. That is why you have to be careful. That is why when you are doing marriage, you have to be careful. When we talk about marriage, there are the following things we are going to look at. Remember, we are trying to lay the foundation. Marriage is not an institution as they tell you. Marriage is not an institution. It is more than an institution. Because when you enter university, you graduate. You do not graduate in marriage. You die in marriage. After all, even the Onyibe marriage you do, they will say, do you agree that even though this man kill you, you will remain in the marriage? You will say yes. Till death do us part. At least they tell you the truth today. But you go to court so you can get visa, or so you can poison your husband or kill your wife, and then you take over the property. Court will give you, then you don't have a family. If the reason you went for court marriage is to get document, if the reason you get involved in court marriage is so when you quarrel with your husband, you divide property, you are not married. You are still doing boyfriend and girlfriend. You are going to wed in China, in Japan, in Tokyo. You are going to wed in America, so that your family, your marriage, that is your target in marriage. You are not married. You are still a silly queen. You are a silly queen, and you are in boyfriend and girlfriend. Marriage is something that must be defined. Marriage is not meant for the loss of the flesh. That is why many men today cannot take care of their husband. That is why many women are not satisfying their husband house, because they think marriage is to satisfy the lust of the flesh. It is not that. Understand what marriage is. Every other thing is jara. We will be looking at the following issue. Marriage is a union. You must understand that. Marriage is divine. Marriage is the life stream of any people. To weaken a people, destroy their marriage. To destroy a race, destroy their women. To manipulate a race, make their men to engage in an unholy marriage. Marriage is not meant to satisfy the lust of the flesh. The role of man and woman in marriage. The production of marriage, which is the children. The influence of marriage to the society. The advantage and the disadvantage of marriage. The true protocol of marriage. The church, the mosque, and the traditional marriage. Dressing as a sign of a married man and woman. Government, society, and school involved in marriage and its implication. These are some of the issues that we will address. We are just trying to lay the foundation today. From tomorrow, hopefully, we will begin to look at these 15 aspects of marriage that have been listed. Maybe those of you Biafrans having a broken home, you will go and begin to put your family in order. Maybe those of you who have brought in strange children in our family, you will go home and begin to bring them in. Every mistake you make in marriage becomes a threat to the next generation, the future generation of your ancestors, but you will not know. Today we talk about Israel. We say we are Hebrews, which I know that is the truth. But the point there now is that Jacob married 4 wives. Jacob married 4 wives. He first of all married Leah. He then married Rachel, 2 sisters from the same Laban. And along the line, Leah have many children. But Richard, the one he loved, didn't just have a child. Richard decided to give the housemaid to Jacob. And they brought children for Jacob. And Richard, out of jealousy and envy, Leah, gave her own housemaid. So Jacob had 4 wives. 2 legitimate wives, 2 housemaid wives. And it is said that these wives are from either Egyptian or Ethiopian. And if that be the case, that time they were not black people in Africa, which means he married a black woman. But do not forget that the Queen of Sheba is wife of Solomon also. And he bore children for Solomon, which are black people, which eventually become the Hebrews in Ethiopia. Because when Solomon died, the Queen of Sheba returned to Ethiopia. Now, why am I saying this? At the end of the day, do you think the children, it is very difficult for the children of the first wife to accept the children of the second wife when things are rosy for them? Only a instituted, normally traditional marriage man, somebody who understands the tribe, what happens in marriage, can be able to marry 5 wives and maintain all of them. If you are doing Onyibe, you marry 5 wives, they will kill you on time. If you do not know all these things, that is why our society is breaking down. Black community is breaking down. Awusa don't have a father, I don't have a mother. Why would Awusa Fulani rape your mother in the farm? Because they don't know a mother. They do not know the love of a mother. Awusa sleep with cow because they don't know what it means to be a mother. But British government say you must remain in the same country with them. And now you know. Maybe you don't know. We are laying foundation, don't worry. We will look into all of them as it affects us as a people. I listened to an elderly woman tell me about marriage in those days. He said, do you know in those days when we want to get married, as a young damsel, you want to get married, I think it's about 7 months, though depending on the society, on the community. Like for 7 months, you will not come outside. They will prepare, they will prepare so many cream, native pomade. They will massage you, they will bathe you. If you have body odor, they will bathe you, they will treat you. In that 6 or 7 months, before they present you to your husband, you will look like a newborn baby. They will make sure there is no contour. It is called traditional marriage. And there are things that takes place. Different community with different culture. There are things that takes place. And when they bring you that day, you look like a tear rubber. More than a tear rubber. You will never experience that period in your life again. But today now, when you want to do marriage, you will go and rub top gin, ashramas gin. You rub every chakanchaka. You look like purple when you are black. Some of you, your black will turn to red. But after marriage, you discover at the end of the day, you can't buy those cream again because responsibility has started. It has started. And then a lot of evil comes in after that. Now let me take time to tell you how we marry before now. And then we begin to look at other things that got involved in marriage in our next episode. You know, in our culture, when you see a woman you love, what do? You approach the woman. In those days, you don't approach the woman. Because I was born in the generation of time that you write love letter to your girlfriend. Almost 1 year. If God help you, 1 year they will answer you. I personally wrote a letter to my girlfriend almost 1 year and 7 months before she responded to me. I wake up in the morning, I will write, my dear, you know how much I love you. When I look at you, my mind will make jiggy jiggy. Do you know you are the candle in my light and in my thunder? After speaking all the whole grammar, he will say, let me think about it. 7 months, he they think about them. If we see one-on-one self, finally we say, I agree. That I agree. Shame will not allow that girl to come and meet you even the next 3 months. And then if you are mature enough, you tell your father, Daddy, I want to marry. They say, have you seen anybody? You say, yes. They go and run background check. Who is this person you are marrying? Most of you are married to your sister and your brother. You don't know. Come to village. That is when you will know. And tomorrow you give birth to, what do they call these children? Sickle cell. Anemia disease. They will say, no, it's sickle cell. It's SS and QQ. You are marrying your sister. Go and find out. Why was sickle cell not killing our people before now? But may God help all of us. At the end of the day, they go and do background check of who you are marrying. And when they finish checking in, they say that family is good. But they must tell you as a son. They must tell you as a daughter. The man house you are going to, this is who they are. The woman house you want to marry into, this is who they are. The family will weigh it. And then they begin to go for other things that are required. Finally, they will ask you and say, this is what you will bring. This is what you will bring. This is what you will bring. Today, you don't even do background check. They will tell, oh, you can marry her. The Lord have joined it. Let nobody join it together. Most of you now are getting married. Your families are not involved. The Lord have joined it. Don't do anything. Jacob have the privilege to steal those 2 daughters and run away from Laban. But he didn't. He served 14 years for them. How many of you can wait for your boyfriend for 14 years? How many of you can wait for your girlfriend for 14 years? because that marriage union have been destroyed. And then they start following up. And after following up, finally, when the marriage has been endorsed, they now call the people. They call it Mbanko. And they now ask the man, that is in Hebrew dialect, do you know this girl? He say, yes, I know the girl. He will smile. They will tell the girl, do you know this man? They will smile. They say, okay, both of you go, we will come back. They begin to negotiate. I remember when my younger sister was married, my father gave them list of what to buy. 7 tuber of yam, 7 seed of kola nut. They mentioned so many things, and money was involved. And when they came to pay the dowry, they asked my father, how much is the money? My father said 800,000. The family was like, ha! We dey buy am, we dey buy am. Ha! But you know, there are always elders there to calm situation down. And they came. They went, they discussed, they searched themselves. They brought out the money with them, maybe about 120,000. My father said the dowry is 800,000. They went back again. They negotiate. After negotiating, they come to my father. They called me as the first son. And they said, please help us talk to your father. We will pay the dowry, but we have to go and rally down. We didn't expect this now. I went to meet my father. I said, this is what they said. Because I don't want to get involved. My father is there, let him do his thing. My father said, okay, tell them to come in. They now come back. Because they brought 7 tubers of yam, 7 kola nut, alligator pepper, afufa, and all that small thing. They never know 800,000 is waiting for them. And when they were seated, my father said, I bring the one you're able to gather. They drag all the whole money. Change, both 20 naira, 10 naira, 5 naira, all of them food there. They put it on the table. We spent almost 1 hour counting 120,000. Of course, my younger sister may be listening. At the end of counting it, my father took that money, removed 8,000 naira inside, took 4,000 naira and gave to my mother, took 2,000 naira and sent to my community people, took 2,000 naira and hold it as the father, which means my mother ate the lion's share. He took the remaining money and gave to my in-law, my father-in-law and mother-in-law of my sister, and said to them, my daughter is not for sale. I want to see how serious you people are with the marriage. Take this money and go home. On the wedding day, on the ceremony day, the only thing that was required is that my father took the hand of my sister and handed over to the man. That is marriage. Anything they do in the church again, that concerns them. And of course, at the end of the day, I married outside Abo, which their culture is different. I paid security money. I paid gateman money. And there is no payment I didn't pay. But the amazing thing is that they will say, bring 2 naira, bring 10 naira, bring 4, because I met the ancient people. I paid the dowry for my wife. I didn't pregnant her. I paid dowry and I know what happened. I know the difference between their culture and my culture. But of course, we are Biafrans. It's just a community difference issue. But at the end of the day, we met the law of the land. We have the spiritual backup. We have the physical backup. We have community backup. We have backup anywhere. But we have degenerated our wedding to the extent, our marriage to the extent that if you are married, you don't have a Onyibe wedding certificate, you will not travel with your, they will tell you it's not your wife. It's not your wife. Even when your grandfather and your father-in-law and mother-in-law will say, no, they are married. Onyibe will say, you are not married. You must marry, you must go to court. You must bring certificate. That is why many marriage fail. But did I say you should not get certificate? Go and carry certificate. But it is the end of the marriage that matters. And now some people will say, why are we talking about marriage? We are supposed to focus on freedom fighting. But the problem we are facing while we are enslaved already is because of the children of our son Yoruba in our midst now. That is the problem. Because our marriage institution have been destroyed. Now let me tell you one secret again. In those days, when you give birth to a baby girl, an elder from the next community comes and marry that girl. The moment they give birth to a child, it's a girl. An elder from another family will come and put money on the head of that girl. Now, I understand that most young ladies in my time grew up with the mindset that they are married. Because I remember in those days, you will see Nkechi, you like Nkechi, you now go and play with Nkechi. As you touch Nkechi, another brother will tell you, now Ogbuefi wife, now Ogbuefi wife. And when you look at Ogbuefi is almost 120 years. I begin to wonder, how can Ogbuefi 120 years marry Nkechi of 6 years? Do you understand? So every one of us go run for Nkechi. The only place in Nkechi will be free is that one day Ogbuefi's son grows up and say, I love Nkechi. Then his father has paid dowry, he marry Nkechi. But if tomorrow Ogbuefi does not have any child that love Nkechi, and somebody approach Nkechi and say, I want to marry you, your family will go and meet that man and said, see, they want to marry my daughter. And as you can see, nobody in your family can marry my daughter. Give us go ahead. They refund the money. And then the girl can be married. It control prostitution. It control ashawo. It control all this rubbish happening in our land. But most of you don't know. These were plans, these were methods that were put in place to make sure that a Biafran woman give birth to a Biafran son. Look at the marriage union have been bastardized. Principle of marriage as a people have been destroyed. During the war, Biafran women were raped by Hausa and Yoruba. They gave birth to different nonsense that are tormenting us today. They must be taken care of. If you are such a child, go back to where you come from. Because that thing you people think is coming, oh, maybe we carry gun, we begin to shoot. I'm Andianese. Do I know who is after me? We must claim Biafra land. Biafra land must be cleansed. And to claim Biafra land, we must walk through the nook and cranny of Biafra nation. Of course, our line will be open any moment from now. Of course, you know, we don't receive much call. Only our direct line, our WhatsApp line will be open. And of course, you are free to call. Tell us what you know about marriage. Please do not digress. We are talking about marriage. Tell us what you know about marriage. The moment our lines are open. Do not forget, Biafra is a spirit. I'll be back in a minute.
Biafra is a spirit. Biafra is an ideology that no one can kill. God sent the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, to resurrect our nation, Biafra. Long live Biafra. Freedom, Biafra. God bless Biafra. From Sivachi. Biafra cannot die. It's a time for freedom, time for victory. Chukadama is freedom. Biafra must stand. It's a time for freedom, time for victory. Chukadama is freedom. I can win, baby. Biafra, I can win, baby. I can win, baby. God bless Biafra. I can win, baby. Biafra, I can win, baby. I can win, baby. God bless Biafra. They took and use and what we own, and burden us with no. The might is so badly to suffer. Oh no, oh no. Speak less to live, speak hard to die. Children can use weeping. Parents lamenting, the raping and the shooting, the massacre and the killing. Destroying our farmlands and give us what not gets. To other people, enough is enough. We can't take this no more. Biafra cannot die. It's a time for freedom, time for victory. Through God, your mind.
Yes, sir. At this moment, the number to call is our direct line is 081 221 52971. Our direct line is 081 221 52971. And then our WhatsApp line is 070 815 45642. Our WhatsApp line once again is 070 815 45642. When you call, please tell us what you know about marriage in your community. Don't digress. Just focus. Tell us briefly. You have 1 minute to do that, of course. Our lines are open this moment. You must understand. Have you seen a Hausa woman on the street? If you see any Hausa woman on the street, you even chase them, you will see what they will do to you. But here they do not understand the marriage principle. They don't. They do not understand it. But we should be wiser than the children of the world. Can you hear me, caller on the line?
Yeah, good evening, George.
Good evening from here. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Reverend Wilfred Wangbo. Hello?
Go ahead, you are on.
Yeah, I want to really thank you and appreciate you for your wonderful effort. Your teaching is so superb that anybody that has a listening ear will always know that you are there to disseminate the truth, tell us the right thing that we need to know in order to help us to be a better person. Hello?
Please go ahead, the world is listening. If they are not hearing you or you are not coming out, I will tell you. Except you want me to be interrupting you. Or are you listening to your radio?
I am not.
Go ahead,
so
please.
I really want to thank God for all the wonderful efforts that people are making to awaken our people to consciousness and good reasoning. And the only thing I have to tell the world is that they should keep their ear to the teachings and information that is being passed across to our people. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you, my brother, and thank you for calling in. Our people must understand. The moment you destroy the marriage, you have challenges. And these are some of the challenges we are facing today as a people. Make no mistake about it. Can you hear me, caller on the line? Caller on the line, are you there? I think he's still not yet ready to talk, but we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Caller on WhatsApp,
Hello.
are you there?
Yeah, good evening, my indefatigable African rep.
Good evening, my brother. Go ahead, please. You have 1 minute.
I salute give you my African rep. I remember your humble servant, aka the living Ebemiri. I am calling from the blessed land of Ibocha Obibo precisely. My African rep, I will tell you to continue what you are doing because we must go back to our traditions and our culture. I love your teaching this very evening. I must say you should keep on keeping on. Yes, the little I know about marriage in my place, African rep, I have to tell you that we really need to go back to our tradition, our culture. Because we don't know what white wedding is all about. Our ancestors don't know white wedding, what it is all about. The only thing we know is our traditional marriage, which is the paying of the dowry to the girl's parents. But today we are in a modern age, whereby after traditional marriage, they will tell you have to do white wedding, which we don't recognize in our own place, because I have never seen a white man doing any traditional marriage. I must tell you, my African rep, that we need to go back to our culture and our traditional marriage, because the white people have cheated us enough. They have cheated us enough.
Understand, the white people did not force you now. The white people did not force us now. I'm not blaming anybody tonight, but we need to know these things and go back to it. That is
yes,
it.
my African.
So try and summarize.
Okay. Yes, my African rep. Let me hand over to my sister here so that she can tell you a little more about marriage in our own side.
Of course, she's welcome. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
Ada, good evening. Go ahead.
In fact, what you are teaching this night, I said tomorrow I'll get my paper and my book. It's so wonderful because our people have abandoned their culture. If you look at what is happening, even the so-called, I keep on asking myself, why is it that despite the white wedding and everything, the rate of divorce in Christendom is so high? If you claim that we know all, why is it so? The way you look back when our forefathers, when the tradition is being respected, you see that they marry many wives and they still live in peace, things are moving well. But in this generation, despite our white wedding, our court wedding, and everything, still the rate of divorce is so high. And the intention of some people to go in and they take and do their court wedding is just for them to get property or find a way to contaminate the life of the young man or to find a family. You will see that our culture has been messed up. If you go to some villages and see what they call traditional marriage, my brother, you will shed tears for our people. You have abandoned our.
They even wear Yoruba cloth, Ashebi. The men will wear Abada, Awasa cloth, and they tell me they want to give birth to Biafra. No, they will tell me they want to give birth to Biafra.
Oh God. You see, people have brainwashed our people. I look at my people in Yoruba church, they are messing themselves up. You see a full Biafra man that has money, his brothers will come to him to help him. He will say no, but you go to Yoruba church,
he will go and sow. He will go and sow. Yeah. They don't know what is happening. Maybe they are shouting for Ruga. Ruga is coming. They should not worry. Thank you very much. We must continue.
I highly appreciate what you are doing this evening. Tomorrow, I'll sit by with my pen and my paper. People have really abandoned their culture. That is the problem we are having now. So I love this teaching. I say, may Chukwu Kikadiama bless you, my brother. Thank you, and keep on keeping on, my brother.
Thank you, my sister. We must continue. Our people must understand. There are little things we are overlooking, but it's the secret to our salvation. Can you hear me, caller on the line?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chivik. I'm calling from Aba.
Go ahead, please.
George, Onyibe, permit me to use my local language.
No, I will not permit you because every Biafran must hear this. If you can't speak English, make it speak broken.
Okay.
Thank you. Are you still there? Of course, when you call on this segment, I want everybody, Akwa Ibom, Ejo, everybody, Idoma, Egala, let them tell me how they do their own marriage. What is that thing about traditional marriage? I see on Facebook, some people will post, if you marry Igbo girl, is it an Imo girl? The dowry they will ask you to pay, it's a lie, it's a lie. If you like, buy trailer. If you like, buy jeep. It's a lie. Go inside and you will know that no elder will come out and bill you for marriage. And some people say, I can't marry him. I hear it's very expensive. Who told you? It's a lie. Sew your coat according to your size. When I want to get married, I don't have money. And I don't intend to become 100 years before I marry. Because I want my children to grow with me. I am not selfish. Some of you will not go and marry because you are looking for a ready-made woman. Some of men will not go and marry because they want to buy the whole community. At the end of the day, you are 90 years and your first child is 6 years. That is why most of Biafran rich men are very wicked because they will be envying their own brother who is 20 years and his son is 19 years. And they feel that when I train my brother's children, look at my own children, who will train them? Of course, you will die. You can't train your children because you have broken the foundation of marriage of our people. And so when it's time for you to marry, forget about you have money or you don't have money. Go ahead and marry. At the end of the day, you are 70 years. You are marrying 13 years. And you think you are going to enjoy that marriage? That your wife will help to prepare your quick death. So you can enjoy with the boyfriend. But you don't know this. I have to tell you the truth. marry, like I was saying, I said I will marry at this age. And when I got to that age, I don't have money. And I told my wife, I want to marry, I don't have money. He said, no problem, so far you have a house. We now have a house. Today we have built houses. Not one, not two. We have built houses, but my one room, there is no bed, no only rug. I have only rug and ceiling fan. When I married, they didn't charge me because I went to my family, my wife family, and told them, I don't have money, I don't need to get married. Please don't cut my neck. In fact, after my marriage, they dashed me goat, a pregnant she-goat. Sow your coat according to yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Hey, you married from Abba. Abba is very expensive. You married from Enugu. Enugu is very expensive. You now go and pregnant another person's daughter. And you think they will give birth to a pure Biafran for you. Because if you have a daughter, another person will pregnant that your daughter. Evil beget evil. That is what we are trying to say. The foundation our ancestors laid for us before now, we must maintain it. Of course, we must continue. Yes, caller on the line, can you hear me? Caller on the line, are you there? Caller on WhatsApp, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Onyibe.
Good evening from here. Go ahead.
This very good morning. Thank you. This very evening, this very lecture is a very wonderful one. Just like you said, many people will said, why should we brought this kind of issue on this very platform? But we have to treat the fundamental aspect, the problems that have been facing us, because we have lost our dignity. We have lost our tradition. No more cultures right now. People are not cultured anymore. And that is why you see a lot of things, just like you said, people go out and marry their sisters, you know, because I come to think of it now, during our parental days, that is our old days, nothing like SSS, sickle cell anemia or whatever, but yet they're bearing children. Some people are living long, you know, but these days, there is a lot of diseases, a lot of infections, infirmities, afflictions everywhere. And again, some of the traditions in some certain areas, I don't just really know. Many people tag their daughters to become, an enterprise. An enterprise is a kind of what I call a king's way. You know, so and made it very difficult for others to get married. But
let me clear that issue. I don't believe that is a lie from the pit of hell. I don't believe it. Do you know why I say I don't believe it? Because first of all, you see a woman you want to marry. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a man that finds a woman, not a woman that finds a man. That is why the Bible says, he that findeth a good wife. It didn't say she that findeth a good man. Now, I see a woman and I love the woman. I must find out, does this woman love me? If she don't love me and I love her, I will woo her. I will woo her. Try to find out what she loves. Until she loves me, I cannot propose. And the moment I know she loves me, she will no longer be interested in my car or in my bank account. She will be interested in me. Now, let me open up something for you. If you see some fine ladies, they are married to a cripple. And you see some fine men, they are married to a cripple. And now you begin to wonder, what led to this love? Now, let me tell you, the more you get close to somebody, the lesser you see the deformity in that person. The more you get close to someone, no matter how ugly the woman is, no matter how deformed, but with time, you begin to see aspect of that person that you love. And once this is discovered in a relationship, both of you understand yourself well. And then you now go and meet the dead party, which is the father and the mother. And now the son can say to the father, I need to marry this girl. And the father will advise the son. And then the son passed a message to the wife, the fiancée, and said, please, you know I'm very rich. Help me talk to your family. I understand that the culture of our traditional marriage, if you like, pay 20 billion, you know they pay for dowry finish. Have you heard about it? They know they marry woman finish. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, what you are saying is in line.
So if you don't have money, Even though they bill you 1 million, make a feast date. That they bring the one you have. But of course, you must treat them with respect. Bring the one you have. You will see that all those bid and give, they're going to say, okay, try and do the normal thing. Oh. They know they marry finish now. Even when my mama died, then begin they say the native far away them for bring during her marriage. Papa no bring her, make we go buy her. We buy them. So we still marry my mother when she don't die. So if we capitalize that they bill you too much, that means you are not serious for that marriage.
Yeah.
So sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead, please.
No. We are reasoning. Even
of course, I'm happy you understand that.
We are reasoning. So what am I trying to tell you? What your father did towards your sister was exactly what my father did. No, my father called me as a first son and cautioned me, said whether he's alive or dead, that none of my daughter or none of a female child in this very family should be a kind of giving hands or out in marriage with so much money. Do you know that when our in-law came to take one of my sisters, they brought in a very huge amount of money? You know what my father did? My father put hand inside that money and take 400 naira.
The daughter is not for sale. The daughter is not for sale.
He took 400 naira. Even me, I was angry. I wanted to talk. My grandmother pinched me and later called me out. I said, shut up. Your father is still alive. You don't have right to hear. I just walk out. I did not say anything. You know, so, and I later find out why my father did that. My father said, later at the end of the arrangement of the marriage, my father told the husband that the reason of her action was to tell him that he's not giving out her daughter because of hunger or because of kind of wanting or that he should take the money and go and feed the wife, his wife and the child. That marriage right doesn't end, you know, so that if he wants to collect money that he cannot afford to pay him. So he now called me and said, anytime anybody, even he's alive or dead, that nobody should take more than 400 in my family up to today. And that very word has been ringing in my ear up to this very moment. I don't see any reason why people should be tagging their daughters on a high rate price, just like Kingsway or ShopRite, you know, telling you that she's a graduate and this one is this and this one. You know why I'm saying this right now? Because my friend or my brother in my village happens to go to a particular place to get married. You know, they use almost Kanta, what they call it, diner, to load some gifts.
Your friend have money. Your friend have money.
Yeah. He just came back from overseas.
Of course.
Do you know that ladies' machine was involved? They bought more than 4 Hausa goats. They tell them that they don't need a Igbo goat. That Igbo goat doesn't have meat. They went to Hausa market and bought all these goats they used to sell at time, 40,000. They bought it 4. They bought cigarettes. They bought what cigarette has to do with marriage? Roll, even cartons. They bought a snuff, bought mirror, what they call it, side. What is it? Ladies' mirror. Bought powder. Bought everything. I say shoe. And what baffles me, not because of that, at the end of that very marriage, that very day, their youth fought the husband, even break the bottle on his head, because they were demanding for one thing or the other. Do you know, when the lady now got back to the husband, all the family members came to occupy the husband's house and refused any relations of the husband to come in. You know, and the man start training the wife, what they call it, siblings, from kindergarten to university level.
My brother, all these ones you are seeing is abnormal. Your friend need to go to hospital to be examined. Eh? It's abnormal. If your friend is listening to me, he need to see what do they call doctors that check brain? Is this psychiatric or what? He need to go there to be examined. So that one is unusual matter. And now marry and my brothers-in-law come and occupy my house. Under which condition? I let them in. I personally have accommodated my brother-in-laws. I see them as even my own brother, but I'm not prepared to do it, and I don't cry about it. And when they say buy this and buy that, we should understand when something is abnormal. What you are saying to me now, I don't see that person as if he even know their culture. I don't see him, and I come to marry your sister. In fact, let me tell you this thing you have said now. The person that married my younger sister, on the day of the traditional wedding, he was doing gra-gra. He broke bottle. I just look at him. In my own father's house, he break bottle because he maybe one ginger. I look at him and say, I be retired. Looking at him alone, he was born again. Now, this is a personal issue. It's not community issue. And now I come out, somebody there says, see about people, then they fight for marriage. This is a family problem. Go and check that family now. Yoruba or Hausa blood is flowing there. Marriage, is it a war? So these are our usual issues. We have married, we have given to marriage, and when somebody own is not normal, it's like they send 100 children to school. At the end of the day, 20 drop out. Then at the end of the day, 20 have PhD. The other one managed to graduate. It doesn't mean that there is a problem with that community. You are married, I believe so. Did you go through that challenge when you got married, like your friend did? Your friend should examine himself.
I did, because I married from my village, and again.
I didn't marry from my village.
Not Angel.
I married a Biafran woman. But I saw my coat according to size. When I come, I wear pants sandal. I be normal man. When they serve me food, I wash hand. I join them, eat community food. Behave like a community man. I don't speak here, man. Now, when you come, you carry eyeglass 3,000, you carry iPhone 700,000, and you say they go give you bill for 2,000. You play low to the people you come to. So we should understand that are criminal-minded people, but it's not our culture.
My brother. Yeah, my brother. There is this very point I want to make out right now. And what was that very point? There are some certain things our people are kind of skipping out from the normal procedures of marriage. Before, a lady doesn't go straight to the husband's house the first day. The very first day, the husband came to the house. Even most of the times, if you pay the dowry, the lady will just go and spend 4 days and come back with the cake of wine they gave to her at that night that she was going. But these days, nobody, such a thing, they tell you, our church said that such a thing doesn't happen, that the only thing is whatever. You know, and we see those things as if that doesn't matter, but it has been causing a very big problem traditionally in the land. You know, so what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that let us try to bring a kind of tell our elders or the kingsmen right now to bring back our culture, to bring back the things that we are doing that kind of sanctify the land. Because there are some certain things we are doing right now that that is causing the land and causing a very big problem. You know, so let me just drop here so that other people will contribute.
Thank you very much, Mazi. We must continue. Well spoken, Mazi. Yes, caller on the line. Yes.
Hello, Mazi.
Ndewo. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Mazi Water Okore Water. I'm from Umueze, Amamba, Uzakale, then the province here in Biafra land that is great of Sukotika Biama. Hello.
Go ahead. Hello, what do you have to tell us about marriage?
Okay, Mazi, for me, sir, I don't really know much, but this platform is really an educative platform. Like, sincerely, the one I know is the one that has to do with our present generation marriage, not the original one that you just analyze. But like, sincerely, I'm so much happy to have this program this evening. Like, sincerely, I must commend you, Mazi Onyibe, and Martin Lam, the kind of supreme leader. all the people working relentlessly to restore our nation, Biafra. And also my I thank everybody at last. Thank you very much. And I say, give us Biafra as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. Hopefully, this is where we will draw the curtain for this segment. Do not go anywhere because we are still here. I may be cutting off temporarily on Facebook to go back to our studios across Biafra land to bring in our reporters. So do not go anywhere. We talk about marriage, make no mistake about it. Do not mistake what we are telling you. Marriage is the beginning of a home. A home is the beginning of a society. A society is the beginning of a nation. When we tell you we are Biafra nation, there is something that led it to. The same pot, the same kitchen my mother learned how to cook is the same kitchen Akwa Ibom mother learned, Ijaw mother learned. Go and look at our soup, it's the same thing. But go to Yoruba kitchen, it's not the same. Go to Hausa kitchen, Fulani kitchen, it's not the same. You must wake up. We must wake up. I will be back in a minute.
Hey, Don Prince Victor, one mother. I never love Biafra day, no. Oh yeah, Ije, freedom. Na utoka inario. Anya Johnny hip hop for baramenu. Aye bunde Biafra bunde judo naga. Obi makilo makeju na kaga no. Oga de kwara ina ma. Omo Biafra tekene Biafra na sako.